Alright, it is Thursday, August 30th, 2018 at 8:32 p.m. Let's take a look at some headlines. Alright, the Forbidden Knowledge News channels on Facebook says the 2018 wildfire season is now the worst in history of British Columbia, Canada. Hopefully the fires up there subside, but apparently they're getting a rough go at the season with all these wildfires up in Canada. Alright, UFO cloud is back in Moscow, Russia. That's an interesting cloud. Don't know if it's a UFO or not, but that's weird. So circular, too. Alright, next. More enormous objects passing at incredible speeds near the sun. I don't know if those are glitches or actual gigantic ships just passing by the sun. But that's interesting. Alright. Let's browse through here. There has been more than 144 earthquakes over magnitude 4.5 in the last week. The Earth has been hit by 144 major earthquakes in the last week, and no one is talking about it. That's a lot of earthquakes. Yeah, there has been definitely a global uptick in earthquakes. Alright, strong storms brought hurricane-force winds to Guatemala. Yeah, look at all that tree just crushing that car. Trees just toppled over buildings, and trees toppled. And look at that. Look at all those power lines just being weighed down by that tree. Wow. Alright, large cracks growing in Java, Indonesia. Indonesia land cracks stretched along 50 meters. The road in the village of Limbangan, Banjarnegara, collapsed along 20 meters deep by 2 meters. Wow, those are a lot of cracks. I don't know if the earthquakes are increasing the cracks, or is it the rain in the region. But there have been also a lot of cracks happening. Alright, torrential hail in Viver, Spain. Look how they covered their cars with towels to protect their cars from all the hail. Yeah. Hundreds of endangered olive ridley sea turtles have been found dead off the coast of Mexico. Experts are unsure of the cause of death. There's been so many deaths happening in the oceans, from fish to turtles to manatees. There's so much happening with the death in the ocean. Don't know if it's red tide or if it's something else, but a lot of deaths are happening. Alright. After a magnitude 6.2 earthquake had hit near Iran, boiling groundwater in the village of Halayala appeared, which is near the nuclear power plant in Bushehr, Iran. Wow, look at that. It almost looks like a mini volcano, or like a volcanic vent just releasing steam and heat. Reminds me of Yellowstone, only with sand. Alright. The giant sinkhole in Oxford, Nova Scotia, Canada continues to grow and swallow everything surrounding. Wow. That is a lot just falling in that hole. Wow, that tree just bent over. Wow. I really do think that all this rain is causing sinkholes and all these disasters. Severe flooding in South Korea. Look at all this rain. God bless all the people in the world going through this. Alright, let's take a look at other news. Leak detected aboard space station, but NASA says astronauts are safe. A micrometeorite is believed to have caused the tiny leak. A leak was detected aboard the International Space Station Wednesday night, but NASA said it was minute and posed no threat to the astronauts now aboard the station. The crew is in no danger and is actively working troubleshooting procedures, the space agency said in a tweet. The leak was detected around 7 p.m. EDT by flight controllers in Houston and Moscow. The controllers chose not to wake the astronauts who were asleep at the time. This morning, the astronauts gathered in the station's Russian segment, which is believed to be the source of the leak. NASA gave no details on the cause of the leak, but the head of Russia's Space Corporation, Dmitry Rogozin, told a Russian news agency that it appeared to be a side compartment of Soyuz space capsule attached to the station. A microfracture was found. Most likely this is external damage. Designers believe it is a result of a micrometeorite. Alright, stay safe out there in space, guys. Alright, harmful parasite could spark global wipeout of livestock is increasing, scientists warn. Cattle or sheep could be consuming a dangerous parasite while they graze. But what is a harmful parasite that could spark a global wipeout of livestock? The scientists are warning is increasing. Farmers are reportedly losing 300 million annually in the UK and 3 billion globally due to losing animals infected by a parasite called liver fluke. Climate change is being blamed for the prevalence of the parasite, according to scientists at University of Bristol. The parasite is said to be present in pastures where livestock and farms in the UK and across the world graze. The liver fluke develops in the liver of infected animals and causes a disease called fascioliasis. Wow. Hopefully that doesn't spread to the United States and the people in Europe, cows and livestock. I hope that they don't keep contracting it. I don't know if it has to do with the heat and the rain happening in Europe, but I hope it goes away. Alright, ET told me to do it. UFO alien landing pad built in Argentinian desert. A UFO landing pad has been built in the wilderness of Argentina and was created by a man who claims aliens told him to create the site. The strange monument is believed to have been built by a Swiss man called Werner Jaisili. The landing pad is a collection of white and brown rocks placed in the shape of an ovniport, a monument which resembles a star with conspiracy theories have linked with extraterrestrial activity. Mr. Jaisili built the monument in the Argentinian desert just outside of a small town of Cachi in the province of Salta. The larger monument is surrounded by smaller pieces and can be seen from the skies, which would be hardy for any UFO driven by aliens as they near Earth. The site attracts hundreds of visitors a year, and Mr. Jaisili decided to build it when he claims he received a telepathic message from extraterrestrials in which they told him they needed a place to land and when they arrive at our planet. He told Argentine newspaper El Tribunal, "I was in Fuerte Alta with my neighbor Luis. It was midnight on November 24, 2008. It was a UFO night," I said to Luis, and the sentence was not over, when two luminous objects advanced about 200 meters above the Calcachi River. They were solid, circular, and like burnished metal. I do not know why, but mentally I asked them to come closer, and they did. They landed about 100 meters above our heads and projected on us a beam of light that made us both see their own brightness. The funny thing is that it did not affect our vision. Something began to bubble through my brain. It was an order. They asked me telepathically to build the airport. After supposedly receiving the message in 2008, Mr. Jaisili immediately got to work in constructing the star, which has 36 points and measures 48 meters in diameter. That is a wild story. To build a port for UFOs to land when they arrive on Earth, that is really wild. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by. Hit the like button, subscribe, stay safe out there. You know, it's hurricane season, all these floods happening everywhere, and earthquakes happening all over the world. Please stay safe and watch over your brothers, neighbors, and family members. Alright guys, stay safe.